Hi everybody, welcome back my friends to another one of my demonstrations. This demonstration I'm using my Fabriano Studio watercolor pad. It's 25% cotton. It's really good for me to practice on. I put a reference photo to the right there, and we will be using just a few colors: Hooker's Green, Phthalo Green, Indigo, Cerulean Blue, Sepia, and Venetian Red, which is kind of that reddish brown there. And I'm getting out my masking fluid, and I drew my tree, and you could see that the branches on the tree are facing towards the sky. They go up towards the top of the tree, and they start bending down towards the bottom of the tree. So the bottom of the tree, they're facing down, and then each branch would have like a little curve to it, and then those little marks are basically the small, leaves and pine needles that are coming off of each branch. I'm taking my masking fluid, and I always take my brush and dip it into a little bit of just bar soap, and then I dip it into my masking fluid, because when you do this, you can rinse your brush off of the masking fluid. It will just get off the brush and it won't damage your brush. But I still use an older brush when I use masking fluid, or one that you don't care about too much, or one that you've used a lot and you don't care. But here I am using just a craft brush, and I'm trying to just stipple in everywhere on top of each branch, and maybe a few of those little cascading, pine needles coming out on each branch. And you're going to look at it maybe from an angle to see how it's shining, because this is hard to see, and the masking fluid just has a slight tint to it, so it's kind of hard to see. So after I'm done masking this, I'm going to let it dry completely until we do the next step. Right, here we are, and I let my masking fluid dry completely, and I'm mixing in my a little cerulean blue and indigo blue together, just a little bit of just tone it down just a teeny bit. And I really saturated my paper with my squirt bottle, and but you can do it with a brush as well. I just wanted to get it kind of evenly wet. Now, like I said before, this isn't 100% cotton, so it's got more sizing on it, and you can see that the paint kind of sits on the top more of this painting before it sinks in, so it's a little bit more to work with. But for this demonstration, I think it's great, and the painting came out actually really good, so I'm happy with it. I keep adding water to it, and you realize too that when you paint, I'm using a light color as it is, and as it dries, it gets even lighter. So I'm going to keep adding more. I'm going to keep adding more paint to it till I feel that I have the right values down. I'm making it a little darker at the bottom, a little lighter at the top, to make it more of an atmosphere. And I'm taking care around the bottom, the base of the tree, because that's where it's sitting on snow. And I kind of always have dog fur or something on my body, because I have a cute puppy, and he gets my house full of dog fur, so it gets on me and it gets on my painting. But that's okay, because I love my dog, and I just wipe it off. So, watercolor is a little bit forgiving, and if you get things right away, you can probably correct things pretty right away. And see, look, I got something else on it. All right, now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to this when I'm ready. And we're just gonna let it sit for a few minutes until it's completely dry again. All right, my masking fluid has dried, and I'm gonna just mix some phthalo green in with my indigo blue and try to get a nice dark rich color here. I think maybe I made it a little too blue, so I'm trying to add a little bit more of a warm color in there. I added a little bit more yellow in the end, but all in all, I'm going for that pine, dark pine green, more of a shadow color. And I'm just going to go all around the painting and make tick marks everywhere where I think that the branches are. So I'm going to go over every place I added that masking fluid right on top of it and just draw little tick marks of pine needles all the way down the tree in the dark. And then I'm going to, while it's still wet, I'm going to add some of that hooker's green there to make some of the branches come forward. So anywhere we have a darker color that is on the cool side, it's going to recede, and anywhere you add a lighter, warmer color towards the yellows, towards the oranges, you are going to make visually that is going to come forward more. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to variate the colors, and anytime you use a lot of different colors in your, values. I'm speaking about values, and also hue. So if you have, like I said, lighter colors are gonna fade back, and darker colors are gonna come forward, or more intense colors are gonna come forward, and yellows and the warmer colors are going to come forward, and the blues and the cooler colors are always going to make something recede. And that's the way the atmosphere works on this beautiful earth, and that's the way we perceive it. So you can really replicate that in your paintings. All right, now I'm making sure that all of my watercolor that I just did is completely dry, because if I try to take off that masking fluid when the paint is still wet, it's going to just rip the paper off. Now, with a lesser quality paper, it absolutely happens sometimes, but not always. If you use a better quality paper and it's just slightly damp, you might get away with it, but I just recommend wait till it's completely dry. Otherwise, you risk, ruining your paper and ruining all that work you just did. So here I am, I'm taking it off, and you can see that we have all that white left from the tree. Like, what does it look like now? But what we're going to do to bring that out is get some cerulean blue and just go in there everywhere you think there's going to be a little shadow. So decide which side your shadow's on. So mine's sort of the bottom right side, and I'm going to go through each and every branch and just make little marks of shadow areas of that beautiful blue reflection of the snow. And I might add some other colors in there, maybe a little purple, and maybe you can add, maybe if you have a little red and an ultramarine blue, you can mix those two colors together. That will make a lovely color for snow. If you ever look at snow right after it snows, go out there and really look at it, because if it's sunny out especially, you can see that the shadow areas are always this beautiful, like ultramarine blue, and then like on the shadow on the ground, and then you have these beautiful light blues and purples, like just beautiful reflective colors all over that sparkling snow. And even in the morning light, like right when you get up in the morning and the sun's on it, you can see that the snow is actually like this peachy color from the sun, but the shadows are still all like a purple and like that ultramarine blue color. And so, but this is more of a misty day, like the snow is still kind of coming down, so it would be more of this this mid-tone blue, which is more of the cerulean blue. But I do always like to add the purples to it, and that, like I said, the purples are going to make it recede, the dark blues are going to make it recede. So experiment and have fun and play with these colors, and you will learn as you go. Every time you paint, you get better and better and better. Thank you so much, guys, for joining my channel. Please subscribe. I would love to have you subscribe and build my channel. The more people I get, the more I can create more videos, and I love to teach. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much, and please leave a comment if you can and ask me what you would like me to paint, and I will try to do that for you. Thanks again, and have a great holiday season.